Hi, this is Stefanie Arend, and today I want to share with you a Yin Yoga sequence for the morning. I already put a sequence online to improve sleep, which you can practice before you go to bed at night, and a few people asked me if I could also put something online for the morning. And this is the sequence we're going to do today. You might need a bolster and a yoga block for the poses we're going to do. And something about the energy is a little bit different when you do the sequence at night or in the morning. You can see it just like in this yin and yang sign, and yang is more the energy we have throughout the day, and yin is the energy we have throughout the night. So that's why I personally love it to finish the day with a Yin Yoga sequence, because you can glide into the yin energy of the night. But nevertheless, you can also do the sequence in the morning. It just has a little bit of a different effect on the energetical level, because you should better stop then or come to an end when you do the sequence with something more active, so you can get into the yang energy of the day. And something else which is different is the effect on the fascia. We all know that our fascia gets tight during the night. When we wake up, we just want to stretch and we feel tight everywhere, and that's because our fascia gets shortened during the night. And that's why a Yin Yoga sequence in the morning has a super wonderful effect on the fascia. You might feel a little bit sore or tight, but it's really intense for your fascia in a good way. So that's why it's also a great reason to practice Yin Yoga in the mornings. I have written 6 books so far about Yin Yoga, and this is my latest book. This is the German version still. It's called Being Healthy with Yin Yoga, but it is actually being translated right now into English, and this book is coming out pretty soon. So maybe you want to take a look at that, because there are a lot of sequences in the book for different ailments we have in the body, with a lot of pictures, and you can get a lot of ideas for your classes, for example, or for your own practice from this book. So let's get started now. We're going to start this sequence with turtle pose, and for turtle you come into a sitting position and put the soles of your feet together up in front of the mat, and your legs have the shape of a diamond. Yeah, you don't put them very close, the feet, but more forward. So you can bend forward with a round spine and relax the spine. And if you want to, you can put your arms underneath your shins and let the spine get all round. Just relax your neck here and really slowly come into the pose. You might feel tight here now, especially in the mornings. Give your body the time it needs. If this is too much for your neck, then you can put a prop underneath your forehead. Maybe you take a block or a bolster, maybe a blanket, and put it underneath your forehead so you can rest your head on the prop. Usually it takes about 1 or 1.5 minutes until your body slowly starts to open up more and more on the level of the fascia. And it's really important that you give your body that time and that you're not pulling yourself into the pose. So really have patience here. We're going to hold the poses for about 3 minutes. So you have lots of time to really sink into the pose. No need to rush or pull yourself into this forward bend. You have an effect here on the meridians of the gallbladder and the bladder. Some people feel it a little bit more on the inside of the legs, and that is where the liver and kidney meridian runs through. Let your breath flow in and out just naturally. And then you can come slowly out of the pose again and lie back on your back. Come into a neutral position on your back. To feel the rebound effect of the pose. That means that your body is coming back to normal after the stretch, and the chi is flowing through your whole body now. Try to become mindful of the chi and get a feeling for it. Maybe you can feel a few body parts where it's flowing. Maybe you can also feel some body parts where it's not flowing. There's no need to judge. Just watch what you can feel in your body. And then you come up again. You can come to the side and then sit up again. We are going to do a side bend, and that is half butterfly with a bolster. So you can grab your bolster now and put the left leg into the stretching position. So the left leg is long and the right leg is bent. And then you can put the bolster on top of the left leg and can come into a side bend. That means you're going to the left and you're putting your elbow on the bolster here, so you can rest your head easily in your hand. And for a softer side bend, you can leave your right arm behind your back. And for some more intensity, you can put it over your head, or you can also put the hands together so you can rest the back of your head in the hands. And then become all passive here in the pose. I usually start, when I do side bends, to open up the right side first, the right side of the body. And that has different reasons. For one, because of the liver. The liver is said to be the general in TCM, in traditional Chinese medicine, and it is important that the liver has enough energy to also bring this energy to the other organs. Maybe you also know this from acupuncture. It's most of the time just like this, that the liver gets needled when you get acupuncture to give the liver enough energy. That's why I stretch the right side first, to stretch not the meridian so much, but more the organ of the liver, and also the ascending colon, which is on the right side, before we come to the descending colon on the left side. And this brings the energy already here into the right direction. Watch your body here as well, also on both sides, so you can compare the two sides of your body. What does the right side feel like, and what does the left side feel like? You You can also move your body a little bit if you want, like going forward a little bit or backward a little bit. Just feeling where the pose feels best for you. When you have your arms stretched over your head, then slowly bring it down again behind your back. And get up again with your upper body. And then you can switch sides. If you want to, you can also come into the neutral pose between the two poses and just hit the pause button real quick. Otherwise, you can come to the other side now and stretch out the right leg and bend the left leg. You can take the bolster again. And of course, this is optionally. If you find this not helpful, you can also leave the bolster aside and just come into the side bend with your arm on the leg. You can just put your head into your hand. For the softer side bend, you leave the arm behind your back. And for a little bit more intensity, you take the arm over your head. You can also bring the hands together so you can easily rest the back of your head in your folded hands. And then get all passive here again, also on this side. To stretch up the left side of your upper body. Now it is the descending colon which is being stretched. And for the meridians, you are stretching the gallbladder meridian and the upper body. Also a part of the bladder meridian, which goes along the left and the right side of the spine. And in the legs, possibly the liver and kidney meridian. You can also watch your breath and see if it makes a difference for you when you're breathing and going into a side bend, when you're opening one part of the lungs more than the other. Does that feel neutral for you, or does it make a difference when you breathe? You can close your eyes anytime in the poses. For a lot of people, this is helpful to feel the pose even more. And of course, you can also put on music if you want to. Personally, I prefer to practice in stillness because we have so much noise around us most of the time. But of course, it's up to you. If you prefer music, just put something on and relax into your Yin Yoga poses. You can slowly bring the arm back to the side of your body if you had it over your head. Come up with your upper body. Put the bolster aside and come back in a lying position. All relaxed here. And try to feel the chi to neutralize the body again. And then you can come to your side. You can come to your left side of the body. I just have to switch here so you can see me for a twisting position. And that is cat pulling its tail. You lie on your left side and you bend your right back and put the knee in front of you, and you can put the left arm either like this, or you can bend it, or what I personally like to do also is to bend the arm and put the head into the hand, so you also get a stretch here on the side of the neck. But that's optionally. You can just try what's best for you. And then you bend the left leg, and then you grab with your right hand the left ankle. And feel into the pose. If you already feel a stretch now in the thigh, in the front of the thigh. And if you don't feel it, then you can pull the leg back a little bit just to position the leg. Usually we don't pull in Yin Yoga, but this is different because this is just to position yourself. And when you feel you have a stretch now, then you let go of pulling, you just hold the leg. And you can either stay here like this, or you can bend backwards a little bit more, so it's kind of a twisted back bend. You can let your breath flow naturally in and out, or you can try to breathe more into the area of your tummy to intensify the effect of the massage of the organs a little bit more. Also in this pose, feel into both sides of the body. That's helpful to find out if you have any differences on the right and the left side, so you can always adapt your practice. If this is getting too much with your neck, if you're doing it like me, you can put down the arm anytime. It's always up to you what you are doing in the poses. It's your inner teacher, your inner yoga teacher, which decides. And then you can slowly let go of the foot, release the hand, and you can come back on your back to neutralize yourself again, and also feel both sides of the body again. And then you can switch sides. You can just roll over to your right. I'm just getting up here so you can see me better. And you lay down on the right side of your body. You bend the left leg, and you put your right arm either like this, or you bend it, or if you want to have some extra stretch for the side of your neck, then you bend the arm and put your head in your hand. And then you bend the right leg and grab it here diagonally. You take your left arm, left hand, and grab the right ankle or the shin. Some people also use a belt if it's hard to grab here. And then you can feel again if you have a stretch here in the front of the thigh, and if not, then you can just pull the leg back a little bit more, but then let also go of the muscular pull and just hold the leg. You can either stay like this or bend backwards here a little bit more for a twisted back bend. And here you have an effect on the meridians of the stomach and the spleen, also the gallbladder and the bladder. You can just let the breath flow in and out naturally, or you can breathe into your belly if you want to intensify the massaging effect of the organs a little bit more.
Let me just come back to the inner yoga teacher once more. And in my eyes, the inner yoga teacher of everybody is the most important yoga teacher you will ever meet, because you are already familiar with each other for so very long, and the inner yoga teacher knows everything about you and your body, more than any yoga teacher on the outside could ever know about you. So I think it's wise to listen to that inner yoga teacher anytime when you practice, at all times when you practice. And just listen to what that inner yoga teacher has to say. And sometimes you don't feel well in a position, maybe you feel something's aching, and that's a pretty clear sign that you should alter the pose. And if you feel totally fine and comfortable, then that's also a sign that it's just right for you. So slowly release again, let go of the foot, and then come back on your back again into a neutral position. Feel the rebound effects on both sides of the body. And then we're gonna come into a back bend. And therefore you come up again and you grab your bolster and a yoga block. And then you're gonna put the bolster like this on your mat. Maybe you also need a blanket if you have issues with your neck. Or you can also fold your yoga mat if you don't have a blanket handy right now. The block you're gonna put behind the bolster for your wrists, for the ankles, of course. And then you are gonna sit down here at the end of the bolster. You leave some space for the block, and then you come down on the bolster so that your shoulder blades are touching the other end of the bolster. And then you rest your feet or your ankles on the block, and your arms you can put here right next to your head, or maybe a little bit more to the side. You can stretch them out or you can bend them. You can just feel what is good here for you. And if you have the feeling that's not a good feeling here for your neck, then you can maybe fold the yoga mat so you will be a little bit higher, or you put a blanket underneath the head. And then you relax into the pose. You're stretching the spleen and stomach meridian here. Also the liver and kidney meridian in the upper body. And in the arms also the meridians of the lungs, the heart and the pericardium. You have the front of the lungs more open now than the back of the lungs. So you can also feel what effect that has on your breath. Maybe it flows more easily or deeper. Maybe it's neutral for you. It's just a process of watching. What can you feel? Maybe you can already feel that your body already got softer now because of the previous poses. Slowly put your arms back next to your body again. Bend your legs. And then activate your pelvic floor. And before you push yourself up again here to sitting, and then you can bend over for a super soft forward bend here. And then when you think it's right, you just come back down again on your back. Put the props aside. And come in a resting pose. Neutralize yourself again and feel the chi in your body. Come back up to sitting again. And for the last pose in the sequence, we are going to come to a standing position. Come up to the standing position. We are going to come into a forward bend in dangling position. So you put your feet apart a little bit and then you round your spine and come gently in a forward bend. Maybe you're going to put your hands to the floor, or you can also cross your arms and let your back get all rounded. Relax the neck, so there is no tension there. You can also move the head a few times from side to side. And then try to get as round as possible in your spine. That's important to really get into the fascia as well, especially here in the lower back. That's where a lot of people have most of the back pain. And we want to open that part of the fascia especially. So try to get all relaxed and all round here, to also target this part of the fascia and also along of the back of your body, of course. And this is also where the bladder meridian runs through. If you want to, you can also softly move a little bit from side to side. That's an extra stimulation for your fascia. But just try to do it super gentle and not with your muscles so much, but rather with your fascia. That means you just start the movement and then it's just like going from side to side automatically. Or you can also go back and forth super gently. And if you feel uncomfortable with this position, especially if your blood pressure is pretty low or pretty high, then some people don't feel well with this pose, you can also sit down in a sitting position. It's called caterpillar, same pose, but in a sitting position, and it's, for most people, a lot softer. So it's up to you. You can also stand, you can also start here in the standing position and then after a minute or two go down into the sitting position. Just feel over and over into your body so you know what's good for you right now on this day. When you feel this is getting too much for you, you can just bend your legs and come into a squatting position, and from there come to the sitting position.
And if you feel you have enough, then you can bend your legs a little bit and slowly, slowly come up to standing again. And you can just close your eyes here and feel the rebound effect while you're standing. You can also lie down again, of course. Feel the flow of qi in your body. When you feel neutralized again, we are going to come now to the more active part of the sequence. When you're still lying down, then please come back up to standing again now. And then you come into a little shaking movement here. That means you're just bending from your knees. And then you're starting to move your body to bring the qi all in harmony here in your body. You can also come to the side a little bit. And then come to a standstill again here. And now we're gonna come to a tapping massage. We're gonna tap along the meridian lines, and that brings back some more active energy into your body. Find a comfortable stance, and then you put up your left arm in front. The inside of the arm is up. And then you start at the shoulder, and then you tap down to the hand. And on the other side, you come back up again. And then you tap either soft or a little bit harder, just what feels good for you. And then you switch sides, you stretch out the right arm, you start again on the top of the right arm on the inside, coming down on the outside, coming up again. And then you put the arms down again and come to your breastbone, and then you can tap your breastbone. And this is supposed to have a very stimulating effect for your immune system, because you're tapping here on one of the glands. You can do that every day if you like. And then you can take the other hand, and then you tap all along here, just like a figure 8, which is lying down. And then you can come to your lower belly again, and then you start here on the right side and tap up the ascending colon, and then the transversing colon and the descending colon. And clockwise, you start over again. You can also do this a little bit more gentle, like this, if you feel uncomfortable doing this. And then you come back to your kidneys on the back of your back, and then you tap the kidneys here real gentle. Okay, then you can come into a little bit wider stance. You bend forward and you come to the inside of your legs and tap up again here. And on the outside, over your butt, on, and come down here again. Inside up, outside down. And then you come to your feet and you tap up here on the front of the thigh and back again on the back of the thigh. And then slowly coming up again, and bring your fingers to your head, and then you start here in front at the forehead, and then you tap down till your neck. And then you come back up again, a little bit more to the side, and you repeat
Also here we have meridians, and this is super relaxing also for your scalp. And then you come to your face and very gently tap your face here. For a lot of people it's really nice to do that under the eyes where the lymph is oftentimes congested. Or you come here to your jaw. A lot of people have very much tension in that area. And then you let go here, put down the arms again and close your eyes to feel the effect of the tapping. Bend your arms a little bit and put your hands closer together. And maybe you can feel the energy between your hands now. It rather feels like an energy ball. You can test that out. If you can feel it, put the hands a little bit more together and apart again. And then you concentrate the energy between your hands. You bring your palms together. And then you bring that energy to the lower belly, to your hara or dantian, powerhouse. And you bring that energy right here. Slowly let go again of your hands and open your eyes again. And then you can come onto the mat again for Shavasana, for the final relaxation. Come down onto your back for the final pose. If you want to grab a blanket so you can cover yourself up. And then you lie down here, all relaxed. Let yourself sink heavily into the floor. Your body is totally still. Your breath flows in and out with no effort at all, just naturally. Rest your mind. Become all mindful here now with yourself. And feel into your body. Feel the chi flowing through your body. It's a very subtle feeling. See if there are certain areas of your body where you can feel it more or less. Or if it feels all in harmony, flowing throughout your whole body. All without judging. Just the process of watching yourself. You can stay longer in this pose, of course, then just hit the pause button. And if you want to get going again, then slowly start to move your hands and your feet again. And then you stretch out. You can also yawn if you want to. And then you can come to the side. Also here you can stay a little bit longer if you want. Or you come up to a sitting position. Also here you have the option to stay a little bit longer, to stay in stillness, do a little meditation here. Or
you just take the time to feel one more time into your body, bow to yourself for giving yourself the time to practice. And I also want to say thank you to you for sharing your practice with me. I wish you a wonderful day, and I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.